Hello, folks. Been in the hospital a couple of 3 days now, and stuff ain't getting any better. I guess my old heart is pretty much wore plumb out. And with what I've got the diagnosis of cardiomyopathy and enlarged heart, everything else, there's no operation that they can do, no bypass or whatever. I guess about the only thing that would save my life at this stage is a heart transplant. And, I'm not a candidate for anything like that. I'm old, I'm big, I'm fat, I'm wore out. Uh, um, don't even know if I would want to exercise an option like that, even if the opportunity was there. I've been here a long time. Uh, don't know if I want to prolong it going through a heart transplant. All I can see is if I was to survive it, is the rest of my life being riddled with pain and agony. And I've been through that for the last 6 months. And every time I turn around, it just gets worse. I'll get better for 3 or 4 days, and then I pay for it for 4 or 5 days of nothing but aching and pain. And every time you take a breath, you just feel like you want to puke, pass out, and die. And I've had enough of that. I want to kind of more or less start focusing on the quality of my life right now instead of the quantity of it. A lot of people may think it's giving up, but I don't really give a shit what people think. I'm giving in. I'm going to enjoy as much of the rest of the time I've got the way I want to. I mean, if I want a fucking chocolate bar, I'm going to have a chocolate bar. If I want a bag of weed, I'm going to go down and buy me an ounce of weed. I'm done fucking around, doing without and hurting. I mean, it's to the point where you got to weigh your options, and I have none. It's quite literally, I'm laying here fucking dying in the hospital where I'm more uncomfortable in this fucking hospital bed and in a facility that's got power fed to it from the power grid. I mean, we spent $1,000 in a week on a solar setup. Got me 200-watt panels, 1,800 watt Bluetooth solar generator. Set up a real nice little $100 swamp cooler, and it runs through about 5 gallons of water a day. But hell, for about the last week or so, I was sitting up there comfortable, setting up, eating, feeding myself, everything else. I've been in this goddamn hospital 2 or 3 days now, and I can't even set up. I'm hurting like hell. My back and stuff in my hips and legs are fucking killing me, and I'm actually in worse shape mentally and physically than I was up at the ranch. So we're going to be making a pretty hard decision here. They're not being able to control my blood pressure or my heart rate and everything. They're still running around like chickens with their heads cut off, like the world is coming to an end. It's just one old man's life coming to an end. And I'm going to dictate how it's going to come to an end. So I'm going to have to make a decision here in the next day or two. If they're not doing me any good, I'm going to check out this hospital against medical advice. It's what they call ADA and or AMA, whatever, against medical advice. But I'm going to go back up to the house and I'm going to curl up. I'm going to have my chocolate bar and I'm going to have my pot pipe. And I'm going to have my box of soda. And I'm going to curl up underneath that swamp cooler. And basically, I'm going to wait for it to happen because I'll be a shitload more comfortable and at ease. I really want to die at the ranch instead of up there in this fucking old hospital. So anyway, that's you kind of pretty much got the gist of things. I'm not getting any better. I'm not responding at all to the treatment they're giving me. And only thing I got going for me down here is they are giving me a little bit of a light pain medication every 4 hours. Nothing real strong, just enough to keep me from wanting to scream laying here. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna change this up and probably end up going back up to the ranch and just curling up in the ball and waiting for it because what's going on is pretty much inevitable. Little heart's just shutting down. I've had a deformed heart and enlarged heart, enlarged pericardium, bad mitral valve. We found all this out when I was 19. I went through 40 some odd years that it never bothered me, but the old cowboy physician there in El Paso that found all this when I was 19 years old told me, he said, yeah, you'll have a period of probably 40, 45 years. Said, have it checked. And not normal. Said, you'll be stronger than most men because of the size of that heart. You'll be able to do things, that are different. And you'll be one of the strongest men, basically, that everybody else knows as far as physical strength. You're going to be right there. So I worked that way, but he told me, he said, after about 40 or 45 years, you're going to hit a point where that heart is going to get so strong and big that it's going to go into cardiomyopathy, which is total breakdown. And he said there's not a damn thing that can be done with it. When it hits, your heart's just going to get so big and strong and leathery and fat built up around it and the water on it and everything that there ain't going to be anything they can do. And that's basically what they found out here a couple of days ago when they brought me in. I've got water I've got water on my heart. I've got a blood clot in my lungs. Got irregular heartbeat, AFib. Trying to throw a stroke all the time. They can't get my blood pressure and stuff, cause right now my heart, they can't keep it. It's real slow, and they can't keep the blood pressure and stuff up. I'm running probably 30 pounds below on blood pressure what it's supposed to be, and I'm real weak because my blood pressure's down. We're not getting the oxygen exchange. They're doing. I'm on oxygen here on the cannula, 16 liters per hour. It's turned up as high as it'll go. So they're bubbling it through water and running it, but then probably every 4 or 5 hours they're coming in and doing a nebulizer